say anything to him because how the Tennessee job went for him. Yeah. And I was like, but I was still like, hey, I was like, how's it going kind of thing. And appreciate what you're doing down there at Arkansas State. And he leans in and he's like, come to Butch World.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Draft Digest. The sickest NFL draft and scouting podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Welcome back to the Draft Digest podcast on the Sick Podcast Network. I'm Emily Van Buskirk. He's John Vogel. And we're excited to talk about week 1, aren't we?
Oh, man. 3 gigantic matchups to start the week. Start the season. Top 3 matchup to kick off the day. Golly. No, yeah, we're really pumped.
Golly. See, you're over here like, yeah, all these big matchups. And I'm like, oh, I'm just really excited for Boise State, South Florida.
Opening. Yes, opening.
Okay. I didn't know if that was going to make your list of.
It was because Spencer Danielson has joined an elite list in my life.
Oh.
Yeah. After talking to him and getting to pick his brain a little bit and get a feel for who he is, there was 2 people that I would run through a brick wall for right now. And that was Nick Saban and Marcus Freeman. And that list is now 3, including Spencer Danielson. I
just want this to go on record. So you would run through a brick wall for Spencer Danielson.
Absolutely. 100%. If he called me up and he said, hey, I have a job that's going to take 3 days. I need you to come to Boise State. You're not going to get paid. You need to run through a brick wall. I'd be like, absolutely, coach. I'm on my way.
Like I'm on a plane
right now. I'm buying the ticket.
Well, the funny thing about that list is that Nick Saban wouldn't care that you would do that. Marcus Freeman probably like take it or leave it, but Spencer, that would you guys would be bonded for life.
That may be true. Saban
that's
might
why
be like, okay, that's it. That was an interesting way to do that. Freeman would be like, okay, this guy's committed.
He'd be like, okay, cool, but okay, Saban is looking.
But you've got to run. You got to get your running form down, okay?
He's watched you do it while eating an oatmeal cream pie and is just like not amused. And then Freeman's take it or leave it. And but Spencer is picking you up out of the rubble. He's like hyping you up. He's taking you home for dinner to meet his kids. Like that is the difference. And that's what's so great about college football. Okay, is like that you can have a smorgasbord of programs like that, and they're all great for whatever they're great for. So,
oh yeah,
we love it.
So
we love it. Here.
No, we'll start. I figured I would touch on all 4 programs that we had coaches come in and talk on, just briefly, at least a minute or so,
nice of you.
Unless we got a good matchup.
The SIDs would really appreciate that.
Oh yeah, but I really appreciate the coaches taking the time to come on here and discuss that stuff.
Yes.
Because that's daunting to come into this thing and be like, hey, we don't really have a list of things we're going to ask you. So here you go, Yeah,
I think it's a testament to the trust that I've built with them because they know I would never put them in a weird situation, but I will definitely ask questions they know that it's going to be like entertaining. I always end my interviews with coaches by saying that like that was painless, right? And they're like, yeah, that was actually way more fun than I thought it would be. And that's kind of the best compliment I think you could get. So
absolutely. If they have fun talking to you, then you're doing something right.
Yes.
So Boise's got South Florida, as you mentioned. They're going to South Florida.
Yes.
It's going to be a 4:45 kick Central, 5:45 Eastern.
Did you see what they've been doing to mimic the South Florida weather?
Not, no.
Oh, they have been spraying the players like when they come out of the tunnel for practice. They're just spraying him with like wetness and heat. And I'm sure if he could get a hold of mosquitoes and bugs, he would release those. But I don't know. I can't confirm or deny that, but I do know that is a possibility.
South Florida, Tampa this time of year is going to be rough.
Oof.
So that's going to be an adjustment for them. They came down, they beat Florida State a few years ago
Yeah,
I think Spencer was on that staff when they did it.
I think so.
With Hank Bachmeier. So it's not something that's totally foreign. And I think that they'll come down and adjust. That should be a pretty good game.
They're going to win, but I think the reason that it's interesting is because South Florida, I love Alex Golesh. I think he's an incredible coach. And this coaching matchup to me is one of my favorites of week 1 because just they're youthful guys, but they're big football guys. They're passionate. They're smart. They game plan well, and they make in-game adjustments well. And they both have very athletic, talented teams. That's what everyone says about USF. Like, oh yeah, but they're athletic. They are athletic, and they're going to get a moment. So I just think it's going to be a track meet, and it's going to be really fun, and I'm excited to watch it. So. And
Byron Brown is the other guy on the South Florida team to keep an eye on.
That name has been around forever, by the way.
Yeah, he's a guy to keep an eye on. He'll be the better quarterback, I think, in terms of a pro prospect.
Interesting.
In terms of pro prospect.
Okay, fair enough.
But Boise's got the advantage everywhere else. The offensive line, the defensive line, the running back group, the receivers are better.
I think special teams is going to be interesting, though, because that's something, even with Jonah last year, they struggled with, especially towards the end of the year. And USF has a pretty good special teams unit, especially in the return game. So that, I think, is going to be an X factor if you're looking for a difference maker in the game. But
it's a good point. Good point. We'll take it. Okay, so the next coach we had on was Tulane.
Yes.
We got Northwestern. They're hosting from Illinois. That's an early kick. It's an 11 o'clock kick. Probably be watching that. I'm gonna be 5 screens deep at 11 o'clock. Like we got 2 guys that we're gonna be keeping an eye on. Actually, 3 guys we're gonna be keeping an eye on that 11 o'clock kick. So Tulane, I like their chances against Northwestern. Northwestern is still trying to rebound from the whole scandal that happened last year with the Pat Fitzgerald that he's since been rectified from, which is wild. But that they're still rebounding as a program. They've been struggling to bring in talent. They didn't hammer the portal very well. Tulane is ascending. They have a really good shot to win the American this year. I like their chances. So I think that Tulane probably, if they put together a good game, they should win by a touchdown. Southern Mississippi takes on Mississippi State. And this is a game.
Is there a name for this? No.
No.
I wish there was.
No, I don't think they played very often, but
they've obviously played prior, but you know how they always have anyways, they should come up with a name. But
if Southern Mississippi beats Mississippi State on Saturday,
that would be wild.
We will designate a name. We will come up with it. We will find one. We'll spend the time to create it and spread it around the media and say, start using it because this has to be done now.
I think that's a Huffleberry on Coach Huff right now, but
the Huffleberry game.
The Huffleberry. Oh boy! And
you can sit there. You can say,
we'll workshop that.
You're my Huffleberry. There we go. I love it. Love it. Yes. You can see him right now. The what was that actor's name? Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer is standing there just like he was in that Western movie from the 90s. What was the name of that movie? Dang it, I can't think of the name of it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm your Huckleberry. You don't know that quote? You've never seen Val Kilmer pull that quote off. I'm your Huckleberry. Oh, okay.
No.
I can't think of the name of the movie. It's a Western. Somebody's going to put a comment in here and correct me.
I'll Google it for you.
Fantastic movie. Awesome. Like probably the last
great Kilmer, Western. I'm your Huckleberry, a memoir. Oh, is it?
No, that was the book that he wrote. Tombstone. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. I know Tombstone, but I guess I just don't.
There's a lot because he confronts like the bad guy at the end of the movie and like that's been killing these innocent people and he's been bragging about it kind of thing. And that's what he says is he's like dying of pneumonia. His character's dying of pneumonia, but he stops and he's like, I'm your Huckleberry. Fantastic line. Fantastic. And he delivers it so perfectly. He was so good that movie. Anyways, Huffleberry. I'm your Huffleberry. That should be the slogan for this game. Mississippi State's rebuilding too. Brand new
60
staff.
new players. 60 new players. I would say
Portal,
that's much more than a rebuild because that's
portal. Well, it's a brand new staff.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about it. I'm not sure about how that scheme's going to translate over there.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit worried about that. So I think Southern Mississippi's they have a chance.
Yeah.
And the reason that I say they have a chance is because this team, well, the remnants of this team lost to Toledo last year, wasn't it?
You mean Southern Miss?
No, Mississippi State.
Oh, Mississippi State. I
think it was Toledo went down there and beat them.
Possible.
Like 45-14. So this is a team that they've struggled with these types of matchups. They had a hard time with Western Michigan a couple years ago. So, and it's going to be in Hattiesburg.
Here you go. Mississippi State currently leads the all-time series against Southern Miss 16, 14, and 1.
Oh, it's a lot closer.
Yeah. So we need, this is a thing now. This is a thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an interesting game. And honestly, I think it does more for Huff and Co. than it hurts Mississippi State. I think people really have low expectations for Mississippi State.
Very low.
People have forgotten. I think
Stellar expectations of the SEC. Yeah.
Right. So I think this is a bigger deal for Huff if he could at least keep it close, like make it in a game, if not win. That would be a huge thing for them. And it's possible. There's so little that we know about either team, and with all the changes that it's hard to predict. So just get ready for some good football. Although Coach Huff on our podcast did tell us what we can expect from them, which will be very physical, very detail oriented, few mistakes. He always runs a pretty clean ship when he does transfer over that culture. So I think it's going to be good. I'm going to pick him to win. So
I'm on the fence. That game's such a toss up to me. And then the last one, just to get through our four coaches that we've had on. Navy takes on Virginia Military Institute.
Yes.
So, fun fact about Virginia Military Institute, if you were not tracking, when you arrive upon campus, there is the main hall that all the recruits live in. And outside that hall are 4 cannons, Civil War era cannons. They are named Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
I did not know that.
They are the 4 cannons that were under Stonewall Jackson's command when he first became a general in Virginia, in the Confederate Army in Virginia. And they named them Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Wow.
To spread gospel among the Union soldiers. So that's it. It's a fun little historical tidbit, but
I like that.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John does not have a chance against Navy. This is such a drastically outmatched. This is going to be a 66-3 kind of game.
And you know what? Like, do it, because Horvath needs the numbers. They need this every team, because their schedule, Navy, is not as strong as it needs to be. They need to make a point out of every single game. And I know that kind of goes at odds with the temperament of the, like, he's not a drop 50 kind of guy, but he needs to be.
They're going to in this
They
one.
should. And I want to say this because a lot of people were surprised by this, but Navy has won 72 consecutive games at home when leading after 3 quarters, which is the nation's longest streak. The last time they lost at home was in 99. They lost to Akron, which is whatever. But they also finished number 1 in the country in red zone touchdown percentage last year, scoring a touchdown 81% of the time. Navy is a very impressive team, and people are going to see that this year. And Horvath is honestly one of the best returning. He ranked 6th in the FBS in ESPN's like QBR rating, and he's the only player who finished in the top 6 that's returning this year. So he's basically number 1, is what I'm saying.
They're going to be.
If you're the only one left from the top 6, you're number 1.
They're going to be like 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. Like, it's not going to be that kind of a game.
Yeah.
There's going to be 3. They're going to have like 3-4 play drives, and it's going to be a 69, 74, 83-yard touchdown to take the lead. Like, it's going to be destruction.
Yeah.
So that'll be on CBS Sports Network for anybody who wants to enjoy a good military matchup. But let's get into these 3 humongous matchups. Starting off at 11 o'clock, Texas goes to Columbus. I am so excited for this game.
Are you really?
I am so hyped for it.
Oh my God.
Yes, because here's
So
why.
much good football on. I just don't.
Texas and Ohio State.
Okay.
Look, Arch Manning, first real start. Okay.
Yeah.
He had Mississippi State last year. He had what? ULM? Was that the other one? Like, let's put Texas against,
Let him
Katy High
cook.
School.
Let him cook. We'll see. But it's just this narrative. Okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying is I don't think the narrative is going to be the same when we get out of Saturday.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be some struggles. I think Texas is going to really struggle with the atmosphere going into Buckeye Stadium.
See, I disagree because I've been in Buckeye Stadium for their season opener against Oregon a couple years ago, which they lost to Oregon at home. And they are not a team that I trust environment-wise, which I know is surprising because everyone talks about the shoe and all this stuff. But I saw them get flattened by Oregon, who it wasn't Oregon of natty Oregon. It was a good Oregon team, but it wasn't, the best Oregon team I've ever seen. And they came in and they absolutely put them on their ass. So I'm telling you, I don't think environment is going to be as much as a factor as you think. And I think Texas comes out as good as can be. I'm not worried about it.
I think Ohio State defensively is going to have enough to bring some real firepower to slow them down.
Okay.
So I think that's the first thing. And then secondly, Texas lost a lot on defense.
Yeah.
This Ohio State offense might be able to get
they've got next man up like nobody's business.
So does Ohio State, though.
Ohio State is just not I can only speak from experience of covering these teams in person and in their venues. And I just historically don't believe that they're as cutthroat as I think Texas, to me, the way that the coaching staff handles things and the way that they prepare are more cutthroat than Ohio State. Ryan Day is just not a foot on your neck kind of guy. He's just not. Like, I don't think he could commit murder, which is great. You know what I mean? It's good for him as a person, but as a coach, like when it comes down to the wire, I think Steve Sarkisian's the guy that you want in the foxhole. That's all.
Yeah, you could be right. Sorry, I think that fan behind me.
I can hear that. I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, it was a fan.
But anyways, it's two talented teams, which is what you're saying. There's a plethora
and there's a lot of NFL talent here.
Yeah,
there's a lot of NFL talent on both sides. So
yeah,
let's hope
everyone stays healthy. There's no craziness. That's what I worry about in these big games when they're week one, is because you're coming out of camp. You haven't really. It's not the same as a game scenario. And so, you see guys get injured. And so that's what I always get afraid of when I watch these big matchups in week one, is because these guys, and this is bitter. They're going to be going hard. They're going to be going, and so I hope everybody is safe. I would hate to see anything bad happen to these guys that early on. You know what I mean? Like, for what?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I think that Ohio State's going to be really good again.
Yeah.
I'm
do
buying.
Do you think they win? Do you think they beat Texas?
Yeah, I'm taking Ohio State. I am, and I feel really good about it. And it's because I think their defense is going to rattle Arch Manning, who maybe he is prepared for this. I just haven't seen it yet. I haven't.
Nobody has.
Well, that's the point. And we talked about overhyping.
They know, but we don't know. They
don't know either.
And he knows. Well, he knows.
There's a lot of pressure on him that's been building up. That's been 100%. Building up really ever since he stepped foot on that campus.
He's been born into the pressure, though. I mean, it's just been. I don't know. I don't know him as a person, so I can't say here.
I still think that's really hard to go into Ohio State. This is a huge matchup. It's been hyped. I mean, since really the season ended, and everybody knew this is going to be the matchup to start the year. You've had 2 years that you've been waiting to play, and now you're going to come out here, and this is your first real start. I just think that there's going to be some mistakes, and he's going to get hit a few times that he hasn't been hit before. And how he responds to that, that's going to be huge. I just think that Ohio State's got enough firepower on the offensive side to take advantage of some of the pieces that Texas is missing. They gave up some really great talent to the NFL, and it's it might just be a little bit too little too late for Texas to get back into it and win the game. So that's what I'm thinking. That's how I'm thinking this thing goes down. I could very well be wrong. I've been wrong many times before. But I am very excited for that matchup. I think that to start the season off with that is fantastic.
It's wild. It is it's very on brand for this year of college football to start the season that way.
Really is. So 7:30 Eastern on ABC, we got LSU going into Clemson. Now, I think we have a little difference of opinion of Clemson, but we can both agree that Death Valley at night in Clemson is chaos.
There's going to be a lot of that Death Valley debate going into this game because, it's Death Valley and it's Death Valley and they're two different things. But this is more intriguing of a matchup to me because Texas, Ohio State, I think we know what we're getting for the most part from those teams. I'm interested to see what is Clemson going to be this year? Like, what are they?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm interested.
I like the defense.
Yeah.
The defensive line is going to be really good. So I got two guys that are potential top 45 picks in Peter Woods and the defensive end Parker. Klubnik is going to be the key to this game. Really. Yeah. Garrett Nussmeier's coming in. I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb here. What is it? Late August. I'm going to go ahead and say Clemson Garrett Nussmeier, first overall pick, 2026 NFL draft to the New Orleans Saints. I think he's going to have that kind of a year. Now, I don't know if he's going to have that kind of a first game. Okay, because LSU has lost the last 6 season openers. They played Florida State a couple times. I know USC last year. So they usually come into the season starting a little slow. They've got some pieces to replace, a couple specifically on the defense, the wide receiver group as well.
Right.
There's going to be some growing pains, and Clemson's defense is going to capitalize on that. So if Klubnik comes in here, and this is why there's going to be 5 NFL general managers in that box office that night. There's so reported by, I think it was ESPN put this out. 5 NFL general managers are scheduled to be in that box office to kick off the year.
Yeah.
And this is what they're watching. Nussmeier and Klubnik. Because Klubnik right now is probably a day 3 guy.
Uh-huh.
But when you look at this quarterback class and how things probably shake out, he's got an opportunity to work up into day 2. And if he puts it all together, like what we think he can be, he could be a day 1 guy. He could be a first round guy.
He has a better rating though than Nussmeier, more passing touchdowns, less interceptions.
Yeah, but what conference is he playing in?
Well, pertinent to this game, I think it's interesting because Clemson, their 3 starting receivers are rated better than LSU's.
Oh, no, they're better. They are better. 100%.
Well, offensively, I think he's going to come out the better. He's going to have the better game. And
so, yeah, that's what you're thinking. What you think statistically. Absolutely. Right. And that's what I'm saying is if he comes out and LSU doesn't have the answers on defense, because that's going to be the real key here for LSU. That's their make or break this year. If their defense plays at a very high level, they're going to be in the national championship run. They're going to be in the SEC championship. They have that kind of a team. But if they don't, they play like they did last year, it's another 5-loss season for LSU. And now we're talking about what happens to Brian Kelly. So not that too many people will be very upset about it, but I'm just saying,
it'll end the way we all thought it was going to end. I mean,
there's a lot of money they're going to have to pay out. I think he's still guaranteed like $70 million. So
yeah, I think the continuity for Clemson is the big thing here, and the advantage at home. It's going to be a fun game, though. It'll be interesting. I think the fans it's going to be gnarly. Talk about an environment. I think Clemson's environment is way harder to play in than Ohio State. And as covering games at both, several times. Clemson fans are relentless. I mean, Ohio State, you have a little bit of that Midwestern, like they're not too terrible, but Clemson is gnarly. So
yeah, no, and Clemson, this is their opportunity to prove that they belong in the SEC.
Yeah, it's a resume game for them for sure,
especially with the contract situation in the ACC and some schools doing some due diligence on that.
Yeah,
but this is a critical for them, and I'm leaning Clemson on this one. I really am.
Good. Same.
I do think Nussmeier though is going to have a really good year for evaluators to take in.
Yeah, I think overall he's going to do well. I think he throws like 4 interceptions in this game, though. So
I don't know if he throws that many. I might go 2.
He's going to throw more than 1, and I'm saying it could be 4. Okay.
No, we'll see. I think this they'll come back into it late and make it interesting, and I think that's what you'll see. They'll be digging out of a hole.
Yeah.
And then I gotta mention Sunday night. Convicts versus Catholics. Notre Dame taking on Miami. This is going to be a fun matchup.
I was explaining this game to my husband because we've been watching the Cowboys documentary on Netflix because my husband's from Texas, big Cowboys fan. So I didn't know a lot of the stuff about Jerry Jones and, his early relationship with his coach when he first got the team and how he was from Miami. And so I was kind of explaining the Catholics thing to Chase, my husband, while we're watching this. And I was like, you have no idea how, like, when I see either of those teams, that's my first thought. And I don't know if that's just conditioning from college football or I don't know what it is, but anytime I see Miami or Notre Dame in proximity, it's like, that's what you think. You just
exactly. No, yeah. And this is going to be a really good matchup because Notre Dame played so well last year. There's Marcus Freeman.
You love Marcus Freeman. You love him. That's so funny.
Marcus Freeman is one of the coolest people.
He's just never done anything for me to be like. I've met a lot of, I love.
They went to the Natty, bro. They went to the Natty. No, what else does he got to do?
No. I wouldn't say on the field, not on the field. Oh, okay. I'm personality wise, he's just kind of like tepid.
I think he's an elite galvanizer. He brings it out of people. Like, I mean, he also recruits the right people.
Personality wise, he and I are not a fit, so that's fine.
I love Marcus. I know Marcus Freeman's there. Marcus Freeman's awesome.
There's going to be a lot of prospects in this game.
A ton. Jeremiah Love is going to probably be the Notre Dame offense this year, and potentially a first-round running back. We've got 2 potential first-round running backs in this class between Penn State's Nick Singleton and Jeremiah Love in this game. So brand new quarterback CJ Carr coming out. He was named the starter. I got to be petty for a second here while I can. And I saw a certain Notre Dame analyst had said they picked the wrong quarterback, but knowing his evaluation record with quarterbacks, considering he had Kadon Slovis as his QB1 one year, I'd say Notre Dame made the right choice here. So everybody knows who I'm talking about. So
I don't, but this sounds great.
That's okay. His name's Ryan. He's interesting.
You don't have to say it, but
so anyways, this is going to be, so CJ Carr's the question,
right?
Are they going to be able to have enough of a passing attack to not have to lean on Love the entire game,
right?
And then on the Miami side, it's Carson Beck. So that year at Georgia when they won the Natty a couple years ago, he was phenomenal, and it was like the pressure got to him that last year at Georgia. And he really struggled, especially in the big games, So how do they kind of respond to that? Does that follow him to Miami? And then you got, just from the evaluation standpoint, you've got the whole issue with him and his girlfriend, the basketball player down there at Florida, and they break up during the summer because he's Snapchatting other girls and stuff, and gets caught kind of like taking some inappropriate snaps and stuff. Like, you got to question this guy's decision making at that point. Like, what are you doing, man? You just transferred to another school because you're your girlfriend and go compete for a natty. So what are you doing? That's yes, I went there because that is a question. Okay.
Yeah.
Decision making.
Yes.
Self-control. So is he going to be disciplined, or is he going to and be that guy that we saw a couple years ago where the pressure, he plays through it, it's fine? Or is he going to find his back against the wall with this Notre Dame pass rush bearing down on him? It's going to be a good pass rush this year, and he absolutely folds. So I think it's going to be a great game. That's our Sunday night game. So we don't have Sunday night football with the NFL. We get our one Sunday night game in college, and this is it. Are you kidding me? Let's go. Let's do it. I can't wait.
It's definitely a crazy slate. So you hit on all of these, big matchups, but is there something like that wouldn't be on maybe that radar that's intriguing to you from a, I guess, prospect standpoint, or maybe just a football standpoint as you're, scrolling through the slate of games?
Well, Oregon and Montana State.
I love that for them. And there's a lot of crossover between history between the programs and the coaches, and it's so interesting, all the nuance of that game that people may not realize. But
Oregon had a really slow start last year.
Yeah,
really slow. They struggled in their season opener. I forget who they played, but I remember it should have been a 55-0 type game, and it was close. So how does Dan Lanning get that group ready to go? Montana State put out, I think, 4 guys went to NFL rosters last year from Montana State.
Yeah, at least.
So they're the second ranked team in the FCS. Are they going to come in here and put up a fight? I think they're gritty enough to do it. So I'm interested to see how that one plays out. Shoot, I know that there's a couple others. The late night slate's really good.
Are you looking at any Friday games at all, or no?
Kind of, sort of. I mean, Georgia Tech and Colorado should be interesting.
And I don't even know if they're going to have. It's a home game, I believe, for Colorado.
It is.
They just announced today that Ralphie Ember. So they have Live Buffalo that runs.
Yeah.
The Ralphie this year, nickname is Ember. They're all female, by the way. She's retiring, so they're putting her with her mate in the pasture, and they were like TBD about. So I don't know if they're going to have this might be the first game to have a Buffalo run, but we'll see. But one of the best traditions in college football. So that is interesting. I have to shout out Central Michigan, San Jose State. I know this is not everybody's cup of tea. I will be at this game Friday night. San Jose State is standing on business this year. They are going to be better than anybody thinks. They've got Kenya Matulolo at the helm, who is fitting incredibly well there with the program. They're a one sauce team. They're gritty. They're tough. Their quarterback, Walker Egan, is incredibly impressive. We're going to see more of that this year now that Nick Nash has moved on because he was the focal point. But there's a reason he caught all those passes, and his name is Walker Egan. Okay. He's incredible. And they do a lot there at San Jose State because I want to shout out their comms team because they're incredible. They play Central Michigan, which is Matt Drinkall, who was with Army and played against Kennett Navy. So there's a great storyline there. Matt Drinkall is one of the best up and coming young coaches in college football. He not only established a fullback scholarship at Central Michigan, he loves old school gritty football. So this is going to be a very fun game, Friday Night Lights in San Jose. So if you're not doing anything at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, you should watch it. It's going to be fun.
I'll give you one more game.
Okay.
Thursday night. Nebraska against Cincinnati.
Oh God! It's funny is I saw that and I was just like, ugh, Nebraska. But yeah,
that's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
there's some matchups there, especially Dylan Raiola. Mm-hmm. Everybody's going to be watching him. He's not draft eligible yet, but are we going to see a jump? And that Fink over there, he's going to have that group ready to go.
Yeah,
with Cincinnati. So I'm going to be interested to see how that one kind of plays out Thursday night.
There's quite a few. I mean, I know it's week 1, so you're getting kind of a mixed bag of cupcakes and some interesting matchups. But I think there's just going to be a lot of good football across the board. I'm very excited. But there is more than just the big ones. And I got to shout out New Mexico. So our family's from Santa Fe. My dad grew up there. New Mexico.
Love Santa Fe. So
Love
top
Santa
five
Fe.
city.
It's amazing.
Top 5 city. Absolutely.
I love that for you. Actually, I have the
Hell
Zias
yeah.
on my arm. My grandparents are buried there. My grandfather was a Bataan Death March survivor in World War II. So he's buried in the cemetery in Santa Fe, the military cemetery, next to my grandmother, who was a nurse during the war. And that's how they met. But anyways, New Mexico playing Michigan, right? Michigan doesn't release their depth chart, of course. So New Mexico, puts out their depth chart and then fills in names for Michigan using characters from TV. So if you have a chance to go check that out, it's highly entertaining. And I love when schools do things like that because it's funny.
It adds to it. It adds to the drama.
It does add to it. So that was another little fun tidbit that we got. So
fantastic. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I
and then
can't
Cal
wait
Oregon State. I know you're not a big Pac-12 person.
No, I was. That's what I was saying. The late night slate's really good
Okay.
between them, Utah, and UCLA.
Yep.
I think that Idaho Washington State matchup's gonna be good too.
Yeah, Idaho's always a tough team, and Pullman is just Murphy's Law. You just never know what's going to, I mean, everything that can happen will happen in Pullman. So, but I really am intrigued by this Cal Oregon State game because Oregon State, I'm very high on them this year. They have one of the best running backs in Anthony Hankerson. I think they're going to be an incredibly talented offensive team. And Cal is on this precipice of what are they going to do next? Because Wilcox has had many years there to do what he needed to do. And he almost got there, but he can't ever quite get both, things firing at the same time. He's had a great defense. He's had good offense, but he can't get them together. And now you've got Ron Rivera there as the GM. So what is going to happen if he doesn't make this season? And this is just a quintessential Pac-12 old school matchup. So,
and the other issue with Cal is they had a mass exodus after the spring to the portal.
And particularly at the running back position, because apparently I was told that the running backs coach, not well liked, not gelling with people, and so guys were out. They gave up 3 running backs after the spring, which is unheard of. Yeah, so things are not going well in Berkeley. They have that joint AD situation after all of the.
They're talking about dropping football entirely.
I mean, it's crazy. It's wild, and I have to imagine that's why they brought in Ron Rivera, is because he's, I have dinner next to him at the country club almost every other night, and he is one of the sharpest guys. So hopefully that will help. But I do think that's going to be a really fun Pac-12 after dark kind of game. So definitely tune into that.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great week 1. Can't wait to dive into some of this stuff. And when we come back next week, I am going to have notes upon notes.
I'm just going to let you, I'm just going to sit back with some popcorn.
Get the popcorn, get the tea or whatever you're going to drink. Maybe a beer. It might be a good idea.
I know. Actually, I might have a beer just to hear your analysis. But only 2 more sleeps until we get to see some great football. But I think that's going to do it, right?
Yeah.
All right. For John Vogel, I'm Emily. You're going to take a nighttime nap now. I got to go have dinner. It's still early here on the West Coast. I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I'm going to go get dinner. But for John Vogel, I'm Emily Van Buskirk. Thank you for tuning in to the Draft Digest Sick podcast.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Draft Digest on YouTube, X, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.